You are making mistakes when you source products for online arbitrage, and today we are going to change that because it's costing you a lot of money. Because you are not able to sell your products because of those mistakes. You're not able to sell your products at the price that you intended to sell them, and then you see your price tanking, and then you are upset. We are going to change that today, but before we start, we have a Discord server for this channel. Click the link in the description, join it. It's the best place to reach out to me, the best place if you have any questions about selling on Amazon. I'm always answering all the questions on the Discord server. Definitely join the Discord server. And yes, best place to reach out to me, best place to get answers to your questions. Still leave comments in this video because ever since we got the Discord server, the number of comments went down. So yeah, leave a like if it's helpful and stuff, and let's get started. So, the number one mistakes I see a lot of people making is forecasting the future supply of a product wrong and not taking into account how the future supply of a product on Amazon is going to affect the price of a listing, right? So let's look at that listing, which is for protein bars, right? It's actually a listing that is profitable if you find the source. If you want to sell it, check it out. However, after this video, if just one or two sellers jump on the listing, the price may tank. And this is the whole problem, right? So this listing is a slow seller, and I want to introduce a new concept that no one talks about, and let me just explain. So in economy, there's a concept that is called marginal cost, right? So if you don't know what marginal cost, this is it. So this is basically the cost added by producing one additional unit of a product or service, right? So anything that's marginal when it comes to economy, when you talk about marginal stuff, it's always the cost of if you produce one more unit, if there's one more something, then how is it going to affect the thing, right? And I want to introduce a new term that may help you get your understanding of the Amazon ecosystem better, right? We are going to call it the marginal buy box price. So why and what is it? So let's put it this way. The marginal buy box price is the effect on the change in the buy box price that is going to happen if we got one more new offer, one new seller on the listing. So not counting yourself, but what is going to happen if one more seller jumps on that listing? Or is it going to affect the price? So this listing, according to Seller Amp, is only selling 53 units a month, right? So a seller, it's a pretty cheap product. You can get it for $12.45. So one seller jumping into this listing, right, is going to affect the listing a lot because this is kind of a slow seller, right? So someone can easily jump on the listing with 10 units and it's already like 1/5 of whatever this listing is selling a month. So let's say 2 sellers, 3 sellers jump into it, like you already have like let's just think about it. Because most of the time people would jump on a listing with like 10 units, right? So if you only have one seller today selling the 53 units a month, if another seller come into the listing, it's going to divide that by 2, right? So you're going to have 26, 27 each. All right. If another seller jump onto the listing, it's going to bring it down way more. So it's going to be like 15, 16. It's going to be like 17 units each. And you see how the number of units each person is selling is decreasing, right? So when people start selling less, they are going to try to tank the price to be able to sell more units, right? To increase their sales velocity. And like, if this listing was selling 2,000 a month, this would not happen, right? Because if it was selling 2,000 a month, the effect one seller would have on the buy box price would be way less because it's selling so fast that just one seller jumping into it, like it's going to be really hard for someone to come with 1,000 units on the listing every single month. And so to really affect the price of this listing, right? So this is something that you need to think about whenever you want to jump on a listing. How easy is it for someone to jump on a listing with a big amount of, like, what effect is it going to have on the buy box? It's going to be like, it's going to have a huge effect on the buy box right there because the item is selling slow, right? You always need to think of those things in relation one with the other. And yeah, if you want to jump on the listing, be my guest. This is a listing that I found actually when I bought a lead list. and the lead list was trashed. I'll make a video about that in a few days, but yeah, I did not get into the listing because of that. Because I know that, hey, if I get on listing, how many sellers are there now? Yeah, so there's like 9 sellers, right? So everyone is gonna sell probably like 10, not even 10 units. Everyone's like, it's gonna be like between 5 and 7 units per person on that listing. If I jump, this is going to go down, and then you're gonna get guys, like, the more time goes, you're gonna get guys that do not sell at all, and that are just gonna tank the price. It's gonna be super fast, right? So think of it. Think of this new concept, the marginal buy box price. If it's not a good, if you think it's not a good name, just find another name. But like, try to think about that concept. Try to think on how the supply of a product is going to affect the buy box, because this is going to help you a lot. And just thinking about that is going to help you skip leads that you may have thought would be great that are not actually good, right? So yeah, that's the first mistake that a lot of guys make, right? Second mistake is not going back enough on the price chart, on the keeper graph, not going back in time enough to be able to really forecast the demand, really forecast what the price may look like and stuff, right? So same thing, look at this product, right? So it's pretty good. It's 54% return on investment. The rank is all right, selling 147 a month. It's okay. It's not a great lead. It's okay. And yeah, there's a mistake also that I forgot to talk about that I'm not going to talk about, but 41,000 rank in the tools and home improvement category is not as good as a 40,000 rank in beauty or a 40,000 rank in clothing, right? It's selling way less. So really pay attention to that. But this is like, I digress. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the second mistake, which was not going back enough in time to be able to really forecast and see what's going on with this listing. So this listing like this may look good when you look at it at, and let's go to the monthly view. If you look at it at the monthly view, it looks all right, right? You see the price going down a little bit, but it's not that, but not by that much. It looks all right, right? So when you are on the monthly view, yeah, it looks okay. But when you go back a little bit more, when you look at the 3 months view, you see that the price is really trending down. It's been trending down for like 3 months, so it's really not good, right? And if you go back to the yearly view, you see that, yeah, the product is not really selling at that price because the thing was just out of stock, and then when one seller came into the listing, he put the price super high, and then now people are jumping on the listing and the price is going to go down, right? Now you can see that when you look at the yearly view, because you have a better picture of the product and the demand and the supply of the product and how it affects the prices, right? But yeah, if you look at it at the monthly view, you're not going to see that, right? You're going to see that, yeah, the number of sellers is increasing a little bit. It's not that bad, but like the more you go back and the wall, like you really see, like the more you go back, the more you'll see that this lead is actually not that good. Now, at 1814, you're still gonna make a profit, right? You're still gonna make 45%. So if you want to jump on that listing, be my guest. I can give you the source if you want to. Just come on Discord. But yeah, if you really look at it, the price is gonna tank. Like the price is gonna tank. It was on the lead list as well. The price is gonna tank. We're gonna get more sellers into that, and then new sellers are going to find, because someone is going to go too deep in inventory, new sellers are going to find this lead by reverse sourcing and stuff, and the price is going to crash way more. So yeah, go back in time more to really get a better idea of the lead, of the product, because let me say it again for the guys in the back who are not listening. It may look great on the monthly listing. It looks a little bit it looked way worse on the 3 months graph, and on the yearly graph it looks just trash. You see how like, just look at that, it's terrible, right? And if you look at all, it was actually selling at what point at 1168. So yeah, it does not look that good, right? It really does not look that good. It's gonna tank sooner or later, right? So yeah, let's move to the third mistake that you guys make, right? And that a lot of beginners make is not looking at the buy box statistics. So this lead may look great, right? It looks good, right? The price is pretty stable and stuff. If you can get it, let's say you can get it at $10. I have no idea. I just found this lead for the purpose of this video. It looks good, right? You can make 40%. It only sells 12 months, but let's say it was selling faster than that, right? let's say it was selling 100 units a month, right? Just for the sake of this example. It looks, the price is pretty stable. Yeah, it's going down. We got a few sellers going in and out of stock. Yeah, but let's dive a little bit deeper into it. Let's look at the buy box statistics. And if you look at the buy box statistics, like, there's only one seller, there's one seller ordering the buy box. And if you do not look at that, you are going to need to tank the price to be able to make a sale. Because this guy is just getting for whatever reason, this guy is getting the buy box, is getting all the buy box, right? And it may be that it's because he created the listing, and maybe, it can be for different, for a lot of reason. It can happen for a lot of reason. Yeah, so you definitely need to look at the whole picture. And I think this is where I'm going to end this video. You need to look at the whole picture to really get an idea of a product, of a lead. Just looking at one thing, just looking at the price graph like this in the 3 months view, in the monthly view, in the year, you need to go beyond that. And some sellers say, yeah, the only thing that's relevant is the 3 months view. I disagree, because sometimes you get a better idea of the lead when you look at the yearly view. You see stuff that disqualifies this lead and make you understand that it's not that good of a lead. And then, yeah, you need to look at the buy box statistics to figure out if people can actually win the buy box. Because if you cannot win the buy box, you are not going to be able to sell the product at the price that you intended. If you are not going to be able to sell the product at the price that you intended, that means that if you want to sell the product, you need to cut the price. So you are going to be the one that needs to tank the price to actually get your money back, right? So yeah, that was today's video. Check these other videos. I have a whole series on sourcing if you want to. I guess I'll put it on the screen. If not, just go on my YouTube account. Check my playlist. Check it out. Whole series on sourcing if you have a hard time with sourcing. Join the Discord server. Leave a like, leave a comment, all that stuff. Subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow for a new video. New video every single day at 3 p.m. No days off. I want you guys to make money. I want you guys to learn how to sell on Amazon. And I'll see you tomorrow.